I'm super excited because Quarabelle started in just like my imagination, just exploring gender and gender identity and, who I wanted to be. And I had come from a small conservative Christian family. We were always in the church, and anytime the door was open, right there. I sat with myself and started to get into theater and really seeing kind of the different aspects and levels of like my emotions, and also allowing myself to really feel in the present moment, because I think like that's been the biggest thing for me. I've had to sit with a lot of feelings and emotions in silence. I've been doing drag now for 14 years, and I have done drag all over the state of Kentucky, and I continue to advocate and love the work that I do. In Eastern Kentucky, there have been beautiful times, but there are also times that, you have to be on guard. You never know what might happen. Because until you have had an individual come up to you with a gun and pull it back like that and just start talking and just really trying to give you that uncomfortable, feeling, or a couple individuals on a four-wheeler trap you inside of a chapel and go around you, this was in Harlan, then you don't know what true hate is. There are more times that I see members of community showing up at shows in Appalachia in Eastern Kentucky than I do here in the city. And I truly believe it's because they want that, they need that, they are looking for that love. And in the city, it's so conditional and it's everywhere, and I feel like it's one of those things people are just taking for granted.
When I was growing up, I would go to the library at Big Stone Gap and read Rolling Stone magazine and read magazines and read about like people in New York and stuff. And I was like, that's amazing. I want to go there and see. I want to see what that's like and be a part of it. And that was no diss to like Big Stone Gap or where I was growing up. I just knew, and probably it's part of being gay. I want to go out there and find more people who I know are like me. And it's funny, I feel like as I've gotten older, I've gotten more invested in the fact that I'm from Appalachia and appreciative of it.
Can y'all hear me a little better now? Awesome. Okay. Thank y'all so much for coming to the first Wise Pride. I really appreciate it. This is the first ever annual event. It has been a work in progress for the past 45 days. I couldn't have done it without some amazing people on my team.
And while we all are here today, I want to remember the focuses of why we're here. We are a community, we are together, and we are here to show each other that.
Like I said, I think it's that thing about like Southern folks or Appalachian people love to tell stories and have fun telling stories. And just that maybe, an attention, whether, you're our patron saints or Dolly Parton and whoever, it's like an appreciation of the veneer of glamour that like it takes, I didn't, again, not to go on a Dolly diversion, but like, it takes a lot of money to look this cheap. Like, I may be like a country girl, but I'm smarter than you. And I may not let you know it directly, but I'm gonna let you know it. So I feel like that's a big part of, or a part I love about like Southern drag. It's like smarts and worldly wise, even if I've never left my county.
I am so happy I brought these.
And just be like, they're fun. The lightning rod.
Oh.
Look at it and let other people know. And yeah, if we could just we could like shade or something, because
I would also like to mention that no matter what you hear from outside this park, no matter what anybody has to scream from a truck window, that you are beautiful and you are valid, and there's not a thing in this world they could say that would get us out of this park before this evening. Thank you very much. Now I want to wish everybody an absolutely happy Pride and be as loud and as proud as you can manage, honey. Give them something to yell at.
Because also it's just guts. It takes guts to be a drag queen from Appalachia, or from many places in the South. It's like, I mean, I have friends who are queens in New York, and like, yeah, you talk about getting in being bold enough to get in a cab or ride the subway to your gig, but also like stepping outside your house in Southwest Virginia or Kentucky or whatever and getting to the bar, getting to the place, like that takes guts. And I think that fuels what you're seeing on stage, because then there's the freedom. Like you fought your way to get there, then hopefully there you get to like unleash it and be appreciated.
I have something for you, but I have to get to the car first. That's a white van.
oh yeah. Is shutting down everything?
Yes.
Okay.
With the thunder and lightning, we can't keep going.
Oh, that's appreciated.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for this.
I'm
The
sorry
heavens
it
have opened up. No, it's been beautiful. It's been a beautiful day. It's like a soft opening. So next year it won't rain, and you'll just be like, okay, now we'll do the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's fine.
absolutely.
You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What you do for the community. Thank you for reaching out to us. We would have never known.
Thank you
You're
so much.
amazing.
Thank
I
you.
can't
You're
imagine
amazing.
what you pulled off.
But I know when I would go home, I would still feel very scared being in Big Stone Gap in like 1993 or something, or 94 or 95. And I hate that I did that, just because it's like, when you don't share with people enough, they stop asking you questions about yourself when you just give them kind of vague answers. So after a while, I feel like my family, they were respectful, but they were like not digging in the same way of like, oh, so who are you seeing? What's going on? So I had, because I was so cautious that I kind of shut people out a little bit. So I wish that hadn't been the case.
There's no work for me to do in Louisville. There's nothing I can make better in Louisville. The queer community was already fully forged, and there was already tons of advocacy groups and resources and events. So there's really no way I could change things there. And I just really got to thinking about the fact that we leave and we don't come back, and there's no one to make things better. And I thought, maybe I should do that.
Right. And then I'm going to be like, guess what?
I don't put a label on myself. If I label myself, I consider myself a Southern, classy type.
I'm the side piece, I'm a side chick. And that's the thing that's like really disgusting, is how many of these men out here that are down low, that if you're down low, that's okay. Like, be open about it. Like, just be open about it. But don't come up to
My experience is a lot different than people would think it was, but I have been embraced by some of the people that you would never think that would embrace me. Y'all wouldn't believe how many people told me, like with so much concern, like, are you sure you want to go down there? Like, why are you going down there? You should not go down there. Like, people from Pikeville was like, you should not come down here. Like, the more they told me not to go, the more I wanted to go. And I experienced the most love from Pikeville, Kentucky. It was like really eye-opening, because I had that in the back of my mind, like, these people are going to do something to me, but it never intimidated me. It never scared me.
When I was 18, 19, 20 years old and still lived here before I'd moved off for grad school, there weren't Pride events in this area. There was no Pikeville Pride then, you know. You couldn't go to Richmond Pride and Ashland Pride and Harlan Pride. Like, those didn't exist. We had nothing. You had to travel to go see drag. And so it's been crazy to see that over the past, I want to say decade, but maybe even less than that, 5, 6 years, all these smaller locations are popping up with Pride events. The day of Pride, we all like weep the whole day because it's like we're seeing kids at their first Pride. We're seeing old people at their first Pride. We're seeing people who live hours and hours and hours away who are from here who travel back just to go to a Pride, to say, like, I've been to a Pride in Pikeville.
And here in Kentucky, Lexington, where I started, I can barely get a booking, baby. I can barely get in the door to perform on a stage. And it's just like the places y'all told me not to go is where I can go and get not seen and get loved. And
do you think, and this might be controversial, but do you think in like more city places like Lexington and Louisville, as a black drag artist specifically, do you think you have to work a lot harder?
yeah.
Do you want to?
And it still doesn't pay off, but yeah. I've been asked so many times why I don't perform on the weekends at a certain club here in Lexington, and I ask, and the patrons ask, and it's, oh, my music is too slow, or my crowd's too rowdy on open stage night, so they don't want them there on the weekends, or it was just excuse after excuse to where I was just like, okay, I mean, I'm not dumb, you don't want me here, like, so it's just, yeah, you have to work extra hard.
It would be so helpful for us to see folks who are allies be vocal allies. I keep coming back to this idea of like courageous love. Like, I want the folks sitting in church on Sunday to love us the way they love each other. You know, and I want it to be a thing where people know that we aren't treated as well, and they take the extra step to say, like, hey, there's something wrong here, and I'm not with that.
I love gospel music, and yes, I will play my gospel music when I'm getting ready. Yes, I will go to the club and I will perform a gospel song.
When they say she get it from
yes, I've been told I need to stop performing so much gospel because people don't go to the club to hear gospel music, but my rebuttal is always, the church hates us. So most of us don't go to church, but most of us still love God. So this might be the only God that they're getting. This might be the only church that they're getting. Everybody isn't in here getting drunk.
That was Miss Tiara Love.
Drag is a lot of, the way that I understood it growing up is, it was a lot of poor people who didn't have a lot. So they were sewing, they were stealing, they were borrowing, they were using something that isn't actually a dress to make a dress, you know. And I think that's completely attainable. We, you know, in Appalachia, we are so self-sufficient. And I think about in Coal Miner's Daughter, when Loretta's talking to Patsy Cline about the babies, about the twins, and she says, well, what we don't have we'll make, and what we can't make we'll steal, you know. And that's kind of how I think about it, is it's absolutely attainable. You know, there are dresses all over the place. You are not going to look good when you get in drag the first time, and we can just all admit that. But it is the process of learning.
The question is, what advice would I give to a queen from Appalachia? Yeah, just, if you want to do it, do it. If you think you want to do it, then you want to do it.
Call it a curse. I'm thinking about the stars and the dirt.
assimilation.